here we are to do the ranking, our annual game ranking of every game I played the previous year. Obviously, this is 2025. I think this is the 4th year we've done this. It does say page 4, so I think this is the 4th year we've done this in this format. As you can see, there's quite a lot of games down there. So when I put this together today and was looking at how many games are down there, I was like, yeah, this is why I rarely finish things, huh? Because I just keep getting distracted with what's shiny and new. Just can never focus on one thing. And the thing is, this isn't even including everything, because we played a lot of demos this year, and this doesn't include any of the demos we played. Demos don't count, no. I think there's one demo on there. I've included one just because it was like a multiplayer experience that was fun that I spent hours in. I have included demos in the past though, because I've played some things I really loved, but there's too many things as it is. Also, while I'm doing this, I would love to know what like other people's favorite games of 2025 were. Both like just your favorite thing you played over the year in general, but also like if you have a favorite 2025 game release specifically, because there are definitely a bunch of games on here that released last year that I tried out. We have mostly the same tiers. It's only that blue one that I ever changed. I think that blue tier has been different like every year. But love, which are basically like games that have hit favorite status. Def recommend are games that I loved or really liked, but haven't quite hit that. Good, okay, fine. Good, okay, fine. They were good games or they were fine games. Could be better. Obviously, I didn't love as much. And Nope is I've put the category this year of just Nope, of like, that's how I feel about that game, Nope. I never want to touch it again for whatever reason. It's just a Nope. What about the never going to touch it again due to AI? Well, that's going in the Nope category. I think when I was looking through these, I think there's only 2 games that I outright felt Nope about, and one of them was because of AI. So you already know one of the games that's going in there. Anywho, alright, so there's no real order to how they ended up on here. They're definitely not in the order I played them or anything. They're kind of randomly scattered. I was just trying to get them all on there. And some things are things I've played in previous years too, which for the most part are probably going to stay in similar tiers. Starting strong with the Monster Prom franchise. Brand new Monster Prom came out in 2025, which was Monster Con. You all know the Monster Prom franchise is one of my favorite franchises. Dating sims with monsters. The one that came out last year is obviously convention themed, and I'm a big convention goer, so obviously I loved this. And the thing that was also particularly exciting about this was I got sent this game. So being sent a game to try out in like one of my favorite franchises, I was the big excited. I love it a lot. I also played some Monster Road Trip, which was the previous game, particularly because they added, I can't remember her name, but there's like a pumpkin head character who was added as a playable character in Monster Road Trip. So I've been playing some of that as well, particularly recently. I've played a Monster. I did play a bunch of these 2 games just recently, as well as obviously when MonsterCon came out. Yeah, big love for this franchise. That should surprise nobody who's been here for a while. The next game that's on here, I think in recent months particularly, has become my most played game, which I don't know how to feel about, particularly because like, it's been out for years, and I did play some of it in previous years, but was never really into it, and that is Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 is my most played game at the moment. There were some days in December where I was opening it up and playing it every single day, and yeah, I never used to really love Overwatch. I used to only play it really occasionally when like some of my friends were playing, but I've been solo queuing this. Like, as I said, I was opening it up every day. I was solo queuing every day in freaking Overwatch. So, like, I don't really understand how this happened, but I think it's become one of my favorite games. I don't know how to feel about that. Also, Juno was a character who didn't exist when I used to play it, and she's really cute, and I got the magical girl skin for her, so I don't know how I feel about this though. The next game on here I exclusively solo queue, so along those lines, Marvel Rivals. I haven't played as much of as Overwatch 2, but obviously a very similar type of game. I also freaking love Jeff. Do I have Jeff? No, I don't have Jeff in front of me. I have a bunch of other keychains in front of me. I cosplayed Jeff last year as well. Jeff the Land Shark. But yeah, Overwatch 2 I've played a bunch with friends. Marvel Rivals I have never played with anyone I know, so I exclusively solo queue in Marvel Rivals. However, in Rivals I do have all communication off. I can't hear anyone, I can't see the text chat, so if anyone's saying anything awful to me, I don't know. And I think that's the healthy way to play a game like this, personally. So, yeah. This is my life right now, just playing Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. That's where we're at. I, in fact, was even playing Overwatch 2 today. I was playing it today. I think the reason I can enjoy these types of games so much as well, though, is because I just ignore people. Like, as I said, in Rivals, I have everything completely turned off. In Overwatch, I think I have, like, audio turned off, but I can still see the text chat. But for the most part, I just ignore that it's there. Other than I did report someone recently for being homophobic. And got the message that we can't tell you exactly what happened, but we'd like you to know that because of your reporting, action has been taken against the player. Fun times. That's why in games like this, you just don't communicate with other people. Nathan just yelled really loud. I'm going to assume he's playing frickin'... What's he been playing? Arc Raiders? And so maybe somebody tried to kill him or something. Which is a game also that I have no desire to play because of AI. Next on here we have Elder Scrolls Online, which I think was my most played game on Steam, although that's also kind of skewed by the fact that you have to have it open to update it on the launcher. But I did play a bunch of it in the first half of the year, and then I think it was also my most streamed game technically, because Just Chatting was my most streamed category, but it was like the second most streamed game. But I haven't really played it since like I've barely played this since like June or July, because I think I played a bunch of it in like winter holidays. And I like it, but I don't think it's something that I've ever fallen in love with, which again is why it's probably something I haven't really opened in months. I'll get back to it at some point, especially because I have so much content in this game because I got given the friggin' content pass and everything. Thanks, Bethesda. I'll get back to it. I probably feel kind of similar about Fallout, although I'm much newer to Fallout 76 because I started playing near the end of last year, and I guess this has kind of taken over Elder Scrolls Online for me, because instead of opening up ESO, if I want more of that kind of open experience, I'm opening Fallout instead. And again, I don't feel like this has quite gotten to the point where I'm like in love with the game, but also I'm wanting to play it enough that like I'm wanting to commit to doing like Fallout Fridays. So I feel like it's like teetering on the edge here, but right now I'm putting it here. This is one of those games we played once, and technically I barely played it. I played one match because Ascendant was, the full game isn't out yet. It was a playtest. I was invited to play the playtest. But this game would not run and open properly on my PC. And it's not just a me problem, because I'm in the Discord and I was seeing a lot of people reporting similar issues who weren't able to access it during the playtest. We did stream it though, because we watched Nathan's gameplay, because he was able to open it, because I was sent extra codes for the playtest. So he technically played more of it than I did. And the thing is, obviously it's a playtest, so one would hope that a bunch of the issues we had won't exist by the full game, but in its current state, I can't really put it above here because I couldn't even access it. I just played a game on Nathan's computer. And also there were some other issues, like things feeling unbalanced and various things, but I do think it has the potential to be like a fun time to play with friends. But obviously in its current state, that's where I would put it. But obviously the game isn't finished yet. The complete game isn't out yet. Peak! I actually really love Peak, but I think it's only because of having like good people to play with. I think this is the type of game that's probably made by who you play with, and I've played with a couple of different groups. I had a really good time with it. I think I would put it in def recommend because as I said, I think it's in part, the experience is made by who you play with, not just the game itself, but I do think it's a really fun multiplayer game. And I've fallen to my death way too many times. Along similar lines, Are We There Yet is a game that I was sent to try out. Similar type of kind of chaotic multiplayer game. And I don't know whether we're just incompetent or whether this game is genuinely really hard. We did not get very far in trying to take our RV along. But we had fun with it. And there are some funny clips and moments from when I kind of co-streamed that with some people. DBD, Dead by Daylight. This is actually the first year that this is probably the least I've played DBD like ever this year, because every other year it's been in like my top 5 most played on Steam. Not this year. I barely played it. But I think that's also in part because like my friends aren't playing it like they used to either. And so this is really a game that I always primarily played like with a group of friends. But I still have a lot of love for DBD. And I wish we played it more. Be like, can we play again? Slay the Princess. We played this, we played through this on Halloween, and I actually really liked this. I mean, I love weird horror stuff, which is what this is, and it's that kind of narrative game. Well, it's like kind of visual novel-esque, and I really liked this. Like, I kind of loved this, actually. I would play through it again. Although it did start getting, because we did it all in one session, certain parts started feeling a little bit repetitive, but again, I think it's just because I was like, I got to a point where I was just trying to get through it because we'd been there for a while, but I kind of loved Slay the Princess, honestly. It was a good time. V Rising. This is another game I was sent, and I had a really good time with this. I also played a bit with Nathan, which we don't actually, as much as we're both gamers, but we're quite different types of gamers, so we don't actually play games together very often. We played a little bit of this. Although I can't look at V Rising without remembering the fact that it is what spurred Nathan telling me he would not love me if I was a rat. Because you know the whole like, would you love me if I was a worm thing? And I was like, would you love me if I was a rat? Because I was running around as a transformed rat, and he said no. So, I don't know what to do with that. But yeah, I had a good time with this. I would play more of it, but obviously I have so many things I've been playing and trying that I haven't played it in a while, but I did get some good sessions of V Rising in. Barbie, I can't even remember what this was called. Friendship, Barbie, I can't read it from here, and it's Barbie something. Whatever the Project Friendship, I think it was called. Barbie Project Friendship. This is just a case of we have free will. We as creators and streamers have free will to just do whatever we want, even if it might not appeal directly to anyone else. So I saw that there was a Barbie game on Game Pass, and I decided, you know what would be fun? Playing a Barbie game in Barbie cosplay. So I had fun with this. It's a really basic, like, kids game. So, like, I don't think I'd put it above, like, this. But I had a lot of fun doing that. Because I dressed up as Barbie, and we played Barbie on stream. So, Spirit City Lo-Fi Sessions, technically not like a game. It's like a gamified productivity app situation. But I was sent, like, all the DLCs. Like, I think I bought Spirit City like when it came out, but I have been sent a bunch of the DLCs since, because there's been like a train one. There was a train one and a kitchen one, and I got sent both of those to try. And I love Spirit City. I think this was like I think it was like my second most played game technically on Steam or something. Because, you know, it's one of those things you just have open while you're doing other things. But I'm a big fan. You get to customize your character, customize your little rooms, and you know, now there's a kitchen and a train and things you can do. It's good fun. Vandaltale is another one of those games that I have technically opened once. Did I have a good time with what I played? Yes. Did anything about it like particularly stand out to me versus like any other cozy game I've played. Not really, outside of like the aesthetics, and it was cute. So I feel like I'd put it here, but again, I've played like one session of it. It's cute. I would play it again. I just have so many other things I get distracted by, which is also a common thing with cozy games. I'll play them once or twice and then never have a particular motivation to open them again. It's a lot of these typical kind of cozy style games, because there's some others in here as well that I felt similarly about, but it's cute. It's cute. We love yodels. Karma the Dark World. This, I think, was a 2025 game release. And it is one of my favorite 2025 game releases. More weird horror stuff. Also, we played this in like one session. So I think it was like 9 hours straight of playing this or something. Like, because we did a whole day stream playing through the entire game. So it was a lot. But I had a good time, as much as it was weird horror stuff. I kind of loved it. This is the only demo that I've put on here, because this is sledding game demo, which I didn't play on stream. I played this on somebody else's stream. I played Wolfie the Scribe. One day we raided into him and he was playing it with people, so I joined in. And I don't know how different the demo is to the full game, because you could still like be in the demo indefinitely. But basically you're these little tiny animals and you can go sledding, you can throw snowballs at each other. It's just little things like that. And again, you get a good group in there and you can just run around being kind of silly. There's no real like there's not like a whole lot to the gameplay itself necessarily. It's kind of what you make of it. So I did have a lot of fun in this, even though it was technically just a demo. As I said, I don't know the difference between the demo and the full game, but it was a fun thing to have a big group in. Lighthaze World is a game that I was sent by the dev. I've actually met him a couple of times now at like various conventions, and I tried out this game the first time I think at AvCon. And so he emailed me being like, oh, my game's coming out if you want to try it out. And the thing that's really funny about this is that Nathan streamed it, because the day I was planning to stream it, I was feeling a bit iffy, and I was like, you want to stream for me and play this game for me? And so he did. And what was funny about it is that I didn't expect him to last streaming very long, because like he doesn't stream, it's not really for him, but also he can have a short attention span with things and like just feel like he's done with things. But hours later he was still playing this game because he'd been so sucked in, because this is like a little puzzle game. So if you like puzzle games, I definitely recommend trying it out. Yeah, he got kind of invested trying to solve puzzles there. And I have tried out some of it as well. Yeah, it was a fun little night of watching Nathan do puzzles. And as I said, I've played it at conventions and stuff as well before the full game came out. Fantasy Life I. This is another one of those cozy type games, but this one I've actually played a lot more than some of the others. I've definitely did more than one session of this game. And I really enjoyed what I played, but again, it's like, I rarely get an urge to like open up a cozy game if I'm by myself at my PC. I rarely have an urge to open up a game like this versus like any other game I could play. As I said, at the moment it's Overwatch from Marvel Rivals. But I did really enjoy what I played of this. This is one that I definitely was vibing with. Malice is another game I was sent. This is by the same people who made Stray Gods, which is a game I love. But this one is like a roguelike deck builder, so card-based game. And it's like a dark, paranormal, supernatural vibe, because you're like fighting demons. I don't think I've actually played it since the full release came out, because the full release did came out. We played it on stream during like the what's it called? You know what I mean. We played it then, but I did really enjoy what I played, and I need to play more of it. Again, it's just that thing of there are too many games I could be playing, and there are so many of these games I look at and it's like, I loved playing this, why have I not played more of it? Oh, that's right, because I wanted to try everything else. Yeah, like early access. Because this is the problem, is that I'll really like games, but then also I want to try all of the games. So if I have, especially if I have access, if I get sent things or if things were on Game Pass, I don't have Game Pass anymore. So this year I should have that problem slightly less because I don't have Game Pass. Because that was a problem. It's like, well, I have access to so many games and I want to try all of them. It's not going to eliminate the problem because I also have like a big Steam library of things I haven't played yet, but that's the problem. And then new things come out and I'm like, oh, I want to try that. Oh, everyone's talking about this. I want to try it. So this is my problem of why I never finish things or I never play things as much as I want. Fortnite, I actually didn't play very much this year. Probably one in part because of Overwatch. Because also like the people I often play Fortnite with, particularly like in recent months, have been playing Overwatch instead as well. So I definitely played it, didn't play a lot of it, but I always enjoy playing Fortnite with people. Although, oh, one of the reasons I didn't play it though is that I didn't play it when some of the Star Wars stuff was out because there was like the AI Darth Vader thing happening and I didn't want anything to do with that. And now the problem is that I think stuff to the game from a certain childhood series that I do not support. And I think if I saw people running around as those characters, I would just get really mad. So if that's going to be the case, I don't think I'm going to be able to play Fortnite anymore because seeing that would just make me mad. It would just like trigger me. So I don't know if I'll be playing that anymore. But at this point, I still enjoyed it when I played it. Teamfight Tactics, another game I didn't play very much of, but I definitely opened it up a few times throughout the year and won some games. This is just that running joke of like, I love everything about League of Legends other than League of Legends. Because, hey, the main League of Legends game, enjoy everything else I've tried. We even bought like Riftbound cards. So I think this is where I usually put Teamfight Tactics. But I always have a good time. Luma Island is another one of those cases of I really enjoyed it when I played it, but I've never really felt motivated to open it again. It's another one of those typical cozy type games. This is another one I was sent, and because I was sent it around the time of the pirate update, I did also dress up as a pirate, so that was fun. But again, like I enjoyed it, but I've never really felt particularly pulled to play it more. Although, like, I would play more of it. So, like, it's good. I'm just good, okay, fine, you know? This is the one exception. Well, actually, not the only exception. But this is an exception. Because this is, Fields of Mystria is a typical, like, farming sim cozy game. In line with something like Stardew Valley. But I actually kind of love this game. But again, I've really played it properly a few times, but I do love it. It's just, if I had a motivation, if I felt particularly pulled to open these types of games more often, this is probably one that would be at the top of my list. Because I really like the vibes of this. One of the things I struggle with Stardew particularly is I've always hated the like aesthetics of it, which I did change. I did get mods and change the aesthetic of Stardew Valley. But I don't know, something about this game when I tried it was clicking so much more with me. And part of that is like vibes and aesthetic. But I really liked what I played. So we'll put that there. Baldur's Gate 3. I can't say I played very much of it this year, but I did play some. I do have like a new playthrough going that I just haven't played very much of because I did finish like my main playthrough a while ago. But you'll know I love this. I didn't play very much of it this year, but like this is, you know, this is one of my favorite games of all time. Like if I was ordering this, it would be like up the top. Like I freaking love Baldur's Gate. Apparently this was also a really good game for me being sent things to try, which again though was also part of the problem of me having too many things to play. But I've been getting a lot of opportunities to try out different games, even in some cases like being emailed about games that like I didn't apply for or anything, but in some cases games I was genuinely really interested in. But yeah, this is another game I was sent. This is Lost Records. Is it Bloom and Rage? This is like one of those narrative type games, narrative choice type games, which I generally love those type of games. But this is another case of I haven't given this game the proper chance it needs, because I only played through it properly the once, so I've played like a few hours of it, and it felt like very slow. But at the same time, like I have only really played the early moments in this game, and it's something I would really need to give more of a chance. But at this stage, I couldn't put it above here, but I think that is in part my fault. But I think this is another case of one of those games I started, and one, it was feeling too slow for me to stream was part of the problem, and because I was playing it as a stream game because I'd been sent it, was part of the problem. And I don't know, it's one of those games that I probably didn't give the chance it needed. But it was good, okay, fine for what I played. I wasn't like super excited by it. But I was super excited by the cat. You could choose like one of 3 names for the cat, and then the name you chose affected the like coloring of it. So we had a cat named Pumpkin, and you could pet Pumpkin, and that was adorable. Avowed, another game I didn't play very much of. Another game where I was the victim of Game Pass. Although we also had a lot of issues trying to play this game because we were having issues, man. We were having issues with it actually running. But also, this is another one that, again, I haven't played very much of it. I didn't really give it that big a chance, but it was just like fine from what I played. I also found it really off-putting that one of the characters has the same voice as Garrus. I was finding that a little bit off-putting, that the fishman sounded like my space boyfriend. Party animals, I talked about this last year, where I'm not a huge party animals fan. But I'll play if like friends are playing, because I want to be involved in the chaos. So like, it's not one of my favorite games, but like it can be a fun time to play a little bit of. I just struggle to play too much of it. Like, some of my friends have done sessions of playing it for like 8 hours straight. That's a bit much for me. I'll play it with friends. I probably don't want to play that much at a time because I don't feel as strongly about this game as some other people do. Crash Team Racing, you'll know I love Crash Team Racing. It's my favorite racing game. Because we don't like Mario Kart here. And particularly I always play this for my birthday. This is something I always do on my birthday, is get out my Xbox, put in Crash Team Racing, and make Nathan play it with me. I think we actually played it more than once this time as well. Sometimes it's like a once a year thing where that's the only time he'll play it with me. I think we actually might have played it a bit more than that this year though as well. I love Crash Team Racing. Moonstone Island, this is another one, like one of those cozy type games, but this is another one that I actually liked quite a lot. We played a few sessions of this. I think we played this last January. I think this is the game I was playing on like my Cozy Thursday streams. And I was really liking this. I think something that particularly appealed to me is that this was like a cozy vibe game that also had the vibes of a bit of something like Pokemon, because it had that like creature collecting element to it, so which kind of appealed to my brain as well. So that's cute. Sims 4. I talk about this every year because I play The Sims 4 every year, but I still have conflicting feelings about it, and I'm still mad about all the things from Sims 3 that aren't in Sims 4 that I feel like should be. Because, like, realistically, in a lot of ways, it's a pretty mediocre game, but also, like, it's what we have, you know? And also, I've actually just started a Sims 4, like, legacy challenge that I blame Vanessa for, because my friend posted a YouTube video introducing, like, her founding families to this new legacy challenge. And something also to know about me, which is also, again, my problem with building this collection of games I play, is that I'm very easily influenced when it comes to my friends. Anyone else, like, I don't really care that much. But if my friends are playing something, or they're doing something in particular, that's when I go, like, I can't tell you the amount of games I have played purely because my friends were playing them and I wanted to play with them, or just I saw, like, a friend streaming the game and then I wanted to play it. So that's a thing that's happening, but I never put The Sims 4 any higher than here because it still makes me mad in a lot of ways. Limbo. I think we actually played Limbo about a year ago. I think we played it in January. I've played a lot of these type of games, these like horror puzzle platformy type games. This is the only one that truly made me mad. And I've played the other one as well. The other one, Inside, Inside still had some moments that made me go a bit, but I really liked that game overall still. This game I completed because I knew it was a short game that I could complete, but I never want to go through it again. Because it just made me mad more than anything. Honestly, I don't really have any positive feelings left for this game. So it's the first one that's going in that category. Yeah, the only one of those types of games that I felt that way about. But even, because I was putting together my like clip compilation for the year, which is on YouTube. If anyone doesn't pay attention to my YouTube, I did post my like, you know, stream highlights of 2025, which is a compilation of a bunch of clips. Quite a lot for 2025, because it's actually like, heat warning. I think last year is actually the year I have streamed the most consistently and probably streamed the most, because not only was I the most consistent, obviously I didn't stream in December, but for the most part I was more consistent than usual, but also I was often streaming. There were a lot of weeks I streamed, you know, multiple times a week, so because I'd streamed more than usual, I had a lot more clips than usual too. Circling back, you know, obviously there were some clips from when I played Limbo. Thanks, Min, I think you clipped some of those. And I just looked angry. I just looked so done. And I believe in one of them, I'm even literally saying, I hate this game. And so, you know, that's what it is. Tales of the Shire, another cozy type game. I enjoyed what I've played of this game, but I've seen a lot of criticism of it. I don't think it necessarily deserves the level of criticism it was experiencing, but also, like, yeah, I don't think it's like standing out in the genre or anything. So I'm putting in good, okay, fine. But like, there are cute pigs, and you get to be a hobbit. What is this? Tempopo! I actually love Tempopo. I never finished it. Story of my life. But this is a little cute little puzzle game that we played, and I had a lot of fun with it. I did have a lot of fun with Tempopo. Outer Worlds 2. I loved what I played of this game, but I didn't get to play very much because my Game Pass expired. Because I had a year of free Game Pass, and I don't think I'm going to buy it myself. Mostly because of how expensive it is. Recently there was like big price increases with Game Pass, so I don't think I can justify it, but also realistically I have games that I should be playing. The big downside, I guess, with not having Game Pass is that you do get a bunch of access to like a bunch of new releases and things like that. But yeah, I didn't get to continue it because I got busy and then my Game Pass expired, but I really enjoyed what I did play. I would love to play more, but maybe I'll buy it at some point. Hollow Knight is a game that I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. Again, I played one session of it, but this is a game that I was expecting to hate. Like, I fully went into this expecting that I wouldn't get a full stream out of it and that I would possibly, like, rage quit. And not like rage quit, but just go, oh, I'm kind of done with this and play something else for the rest of the stream. But I actually really was enjoying my time with it, and I was super surprised by that because I'm not like someone who loves platformers. Like, I play some of the horror puzzle platformers, but like your more typical platformy type games isn't really my vibe of game generally. But I did actually really enjoy trying this out, because obviously we tried it out like just before Silksong came out, I think. But yeah, I was actually really surprised how much I enjoyed trying out Hollow Knight. I was not expecting to. I was expecting to like hate it. Hello Kitty Island Adventure! I think this is actually one of the cozy games that I spent the most hours in, technically. Because when this game came out, I was playing it every day, especially because it has certain things that you can do like each day, the systems like that. So I did play a lot of Hello Kitty Island Adventure, realistically, compared to a lot of other types of games. I don't know that I'd consider it a favorite game, but I did play a lot of it. It was a vibe for me. Borderlands 4. I have seen such mixed opinions on Borderlands 4, but personally, it is the most fun that I have had with a Borderlands game since Borderlands 2. Like, I think I haven't finished this game yet, but that's not necessarily entirely from lack of trying, because realistically, this is probably one of my most played games from 2025 because I think I have like 40 something, almost 50 hours in it. So for me, like, I don't usually spend that much time in a game. So this is definitely one of the games I've spent the most hours in from the year, and I still just haven't finished it. But I will finish it at some point. As I said, it's the most fun I've had with a Borderlands game since Borderlands 2, and Borderlands is one of my favorite gaming franchises, so I've had a good time. Part of the problem I had with this though is that I was playing through it with Nathan, especially like the story content. Like I was doing a bunch of side quests myself, but the main story stuff, like the bosses and stuff, I was doing with Nathan, and then he decided he wasn't really that into playing anymore. So that's also part of why I haven't continued it, because I kept waiting for him to play it with me, and then he kind of turned around and was like, oh, I don't think I want to play it. It's like, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I was sent this game, another game that I did not finish. Assassin's Creed Shadows, obviously I didn't finish. I did get sent it. I did really enjoy what I played of it though. I'm gonna put it in here. I just need to make some space. Thank you, Ubisoft, for sending me things. I appreciate you, even though I'm about to complain about you. Well, one of your games that you sent me. But I do appreciate you, Ubisoft. Thank you for letting me be an Ubisoft creator. Also, the Ubisoft creator, like, meet event thing that happened around PAX. It was a vibe. It was a good time. But yeah, I put Shadows up here. Also, this is one of those games though that I felt like was turning me into a horrible person, because these types of games with like sneak mechanics where you can like one-shot characters if you like sneak and hit them in the head and things like that, I find like really satisfying. And then I do it, and then it's satisfying, and I do a little giggle, and then I feel like a horrible person for feeling so happy and satisfied for like murdering people like that in a game. So it gives me some conflicting feelings, but it can be a fun mechanic. Yeah, this is a game I was sent by Ubisoft, but the thing is that games that use generative AI often won't specifically like advertise that, and sometimes the only way you know that they've used generative AI is checking the Steam page, because Steam, like, I think Steam's policy, like their requirement is games are supposed to disclose on the page if they used AI. Because I was sent this by Ubisoft and playing it through the Ubisoft launcher, I did not know that they used generative AI until somebody else pointed it out on the Steam page. And as someone who does not support that and replacing creatives with AI and all the other harm that AI is doing in various ways, I can now never play this game again. Didn't hate the game itself. Hate that. Do not support that. So I was pretty upset to find that out. Love Ghosty, however, big fan. This game, this is a game that we had on our tier list in the previous year, but just from the demo. And then I think the full game might have come out in 24, but in 25 it released on Switch, and I was sent a copy of the Switch release of Love Ghosty. I freaking love this game. I spent so much time playing this game, and it's quite a short game, so I played through it like multiple times, matching up different characters, because it's a really simple little like matchmaking game where you're a ghost kind of thing. It's really cute, and so I really like it. It's a good time. This is the game I probably spent the most time playing on my Switch in particular. This is possibly my favorite 2025 game release, because this game did release last year. This is Date Everything. I freaking love this game. It's a dating sim. There are so many characters, and you're dating your household objects, but they're like humanized. Like, it's a silly concept, but it's also just so fun, and there's just silly and fun dialogue, and there's really cool character designs. Like, it's really interesting. That tracks. Like, it's really interesting how they've incorporated like elements of the household objects into the designs themselves. Also, this game only came out in like a couple of months before PAX or something. Like, it came out in like July or something, I want to say. Maybe. Like, it was not long before PAX, realistically. And so this is the shortest turnaround of me experiencing a piece of media and then immediately deciding to like cosplay from that media, because Nathan and I both went to PAX in Date Everything cosplay. Only, you know, like a few months after the game had released or something. So that, I think, is also telling. So, yeah. Technically, have I finished it? No. But it's a hard game to, like, finish because there are so many characters and you have to talk to, like, everyone and get to, like, a certain point with them. But I have sunk so many hours into this game. It's just so silly and fun, and I love it a lot. And I got to dress up as holiday ornaments. Because it's the character that's literally, because this is the other thing, is that there's also really fun connections. Like, the character I cosplayed, when I met her in game, I was immediately like, she is like me. Like, I feel like I am this character. And then the character Nathan cosplayed, when he came up in the game, even when I played the demo, like, one of my friends was immediately like, why does that look like Nathan? So it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of little fun elements to this game. Also, the amount of different voice actors and, like, recognizing all the different voice actors who have been in, like, various media and things. So it's just fun for a lot of reasons. Oblivion Remastered came out. I barely played this. I think I opened it a couple of times. Nathan played more of it. I was busy playing something else. I can't remember what else was out at the time, but I remember there was something else I was playing instead of this. So I didn't play very much of it to be able to have, like, a strong opinion of it. I know people do have a strong opinion of Oblivion. I never really played it. I played Skyrim, and Skyrim is one of my favorite games of all time. But I haven't played enough to have a stronger opinion of Oblivion, basically. Power Wash Sim 2. This is another one of those games where I expected not to like, because I saw it was coming out. But I was like, I don't know if that's really gonna be for me. I feel like I would get bored. But then a friend was playing it on stream, again, influenced by friends, and it's multiplayer. So I downloaded it, it was on Game Pass, so I could play with my friends, and then proceeded to play it every day after that. I got hooked in. This is strangely satisfying to just power wash, to clean stuff in this game, because that's all this game is. The only reason I think I wouldn't put it on the very top tier is because some of the big jobs, particularly doing them alone, I found a little bit tedious. That's pretty much the only reason, because I did spend a lot of time. As I said, there were a few days there where I was sinking hours into it every day. It was strangely satisfying. Hurdling is a game that unfortunately I didn't get to play very much of because we were having issues with it like running properly on my computer. I don't know what was going on with it. It was like cute what I got to play of it, where you were herding around these creatures. I don't know. Pokemon ZA. Pokemon Legends. New Pokemon. I don't kind of hate this the way I did the last main line Pokemon game. Like, I really don't like Violet very much. I don't have negative feelings towards this, but I'm also feel pretty blasé about it. And I think one of the main problems I have with this game is it can feel very stale and repetitive just based on the fact that, like, you're in one city. Like, you're in a city and that's all it is. I think that the environment is a big part of, like, the overall feelings of this game. And so it's another game, again, I haven't finished. But again, it's because I'm not feeling drawn to play it that much. And the last Legend game, although technically I didn't finish it. I did play a lot more of it though. Arceus, I like loved that game. But this one, I don't know where I'd put it. Cause yeah, I'm not feeling drawn to play it. And I think, yeah, part of the problem is that it's boring. The environment's boring to me. But I don't know. I think it's also just at that point where, I mean, it kind of had some new elements, but also I don't know. It's kind of getting to that point with some of the recent games where it's like, has the Pokemon franchise like outlived what it can do with games? I don't know. Right now I feel like I would put it here. I feel like I'll probably keep playing it at some point. But I don't know, it just, something about it just isn't quite hitting for me. Last games here are Just Dance. So Just Dance 2025 and then Just Dance 2026. When that came out later in the year, I was sent it by Ubisoft again. Thank you very much. Haven't played a lot of 26 yet because they always release the games like around PAX, which is just a busy time of year, and I always get sick after PAX because it's so busy and full on. And then like we head into summer where it's always freaking hot, so I haven't played a lot of 26. But you'll know I freaking love Just Dance. I love dancing. So for those reasons, I always put the Just Dance games up here. I think that's it. I think that's where we're at, which overall looks pretty positive, really. Which, you know, enjoyed most of the things I played. We can even have a look. Because look, I have all my, they're all in the same, like, document. So we can have a look. This is 2022. I feel like, looking at this now, I'm like, am I playing way more games than I used to? Or is that is it just that it's stretched out differently? But anyway, that was 2022. That was 2023. 2024. And here's 2025. I think that's where we're at. They're all the games I played in 25. In terms of actually 2025 releases that I loved, we had MonsterCon, Karma the Dark World, Borderlands 4, Love Ghosty technically didn't release in 25, but the Switch release did, which is what I played, and Date Everything, and there was a new Just Dance as well. Other things I really liked, Peak, I think released in 25, which is also probably the other one that would be teetering on like the high end of Def Recommend. But yeah, not too bad. Yeah, so that's everything that I played in 2025, I think, and where I would put it on this tier list. I would love to know what your favorite games of 25 were, or if there's any games you played in the year that you really hated.